So the last letter of the PEACE acronym is everything else. So what is everything else? The main issue that's in everything else is attorney's fees. But there are a few other issues that can be discussed in relation to any family law case. But attorney's fees is appropriately put under everything else because it really is the last thing determined in any family law case. And here's why, because it's a bit more complicated than this, but the basics are this. The court needs to determine who's in the better financial position to pay for the attorney's fees of the party, okay? And it may not be the entirety of the other party's attorney's fees. It may just be a contribution to the reasonable attorney's fees of the other party. But essentially, the court is going to consider all the financial resources of both parties. It's going to consider their marital and their non-marital property. It's going to consider their income, considering additionally any alimony that one party has to pay to the other, and conversely the alimony that the other party is going to be receiving. So all the financial resources. So why do we do this last? Because it's only appropriate to do it at the end, because that's when you really have a division of all the assets and liabilities. You have a division of the income going forward by way of support, and at that point in time you can truly see, okay, who really does it, who really is in the better position to contribute. Because you have to keep in mind this: the basic philosophy behind the legislature's establishment of this in Florida is that we want to put parties on equal footing. There are many areas of law where there is no opportunity to get attorney's fees paid by the other party. Oftentimes in any civil litigation, an aggrieved party will ask their attorney, can I get attorney's fees from the other side? And we operate here in Florida and in the United States under what's called the American rule. The American rule is you pay your own attorney's fees. And there may be an opportunity under statute, or there may be a provision under a contract that you've entered into that says, no, the losing party to the case is going to pay the attorney's fees of the other party. But in family law, it's a little different. And why? Because in family law, we have just regular folks that are going through a difficult division, and we have something that wasn't contemplated at the outset of the marriage, and we have an interest in putting folks on even footing. We don't have an interest in the party that has the job, that has the high-paying job, or has all the assets, or has the big inheritance, or has the big family money that they can utilize to get the high-powered, high-priced attorney and leave their other spouse in the cold. If that was the case, then there would be an incentive for one party to maintain as much control over the finances as possible and to cut the other spouse off, knowing that they're not going to have the resources to ultimately get an attorney. So here we have a remedy where we can really put the parties on equal footing. Are there additional technical components of this? Are there restrictions? Yes, of course. That's the reason that you want to have a consultation and talk through the specifics of your case. But ultimately, there is a remedy oftentimes to get attorney fees paid if you are married to the spouse with substantial financial resources. We have more specific videos. We have videos on alimony, on equitable distribution, attorney's fees, and the like. And if you watch those videos, you'll see there's more content to them and more explanation. But at least here is a general breakdown of what divorce means in Florida and what you should generally expect. Remember too that this is a snapshot in time. It's September 2011. So if you are watching this after that point in time, there's always changes in the law. We have a lot of case law in Florida, particularly in the family area. So there's always things that are changing relative to the law, and all the more reason why you really want to set up a time to speak with an attorney who really focuses in this area of practice to really learn about how your case would be treated, most likely what the outcome would be in court.